Right, so this looks kind of similar to the previous matchup. I thought it looks like it's going to be a pretty quick series because there's still not really much control we're seeing other than Ramp Dragon, but even then, we're seeing a pretty combo-y Queen of the Dread Sea kind of list come out with it. So I'm thinking this is going to be those kinds of games where you just kind of see whether the combo manages to make it out before aggro gets the win here.
I agree. I'm going to toss it to Fatina as well. I think that his triple aggro-y lineup is good. Mofu, what do you think of this aggro shadow showing up so much? This is like 2 times today. This first, 2 times we've seen this Orthrus Phantom Hell Cerberus deck coming back out of nowhere.
Like I said before, it's nostalgic. This is something I remember being effective so long ago. Like back in the Rise of Bahamut really just releasing is when I remember this becoming really, really popular. And it's like, it doesn't look so different. It's
3
they added
Phantom
Soul
House,
Squasher, but other than that, same list.
3. Mofu, I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to even say. Fatina banned Blood, Essia banned Dragoncraft. Who do you think is gonna win, Mofu?
I'm gonna say that just on the quality of consistency alone, I'm gonna put it up to Fatina here. I think Fatina's more prepared for this kind of matchup. He's a bit more, he's got the edge, the advantage of archetype against Essia here. I'd say Essia has to get some pretty solid draws to really get through these.
I gotcha. I believe. Okay. I don't know. I say what. You know what? I'm gonna be the contrarian. I'm gonna say Essia's gonna win. Essia's been playing very, very consistently as of late. He always kind of has been a rather consistent player. I think he's like EXO's favorite player or something. But he's definitely been really, really hitting it recently. So.
And I guess I can't always really toss it up to an advantage of an aggro archetype when the new, fully powered up version of D-Shift has just been making the rounds lately. As we know, D-Shift doesn't auto-lose to aggro anymore.
Did you know, Mofu? I don't know if you read Reddit, but did you know that turn 4 is highly consistent? Turn 4 lethal is highly consistent. Do you know that?
Turn 4, like D-Shift?
Yes.
Like, D-Shift can go off onto that,
It can. I'm actually kidding, but yes, it can. Yes, you can D-Shift on turn 4. I'm kidding, but I was being sarcastic.
I remember there was actually something like that going around on like Reddit or otherwise, where people were like, "Oh man, D-Shift really can go off on turn 4. You just need like the top 20 cards of your deck to be this exact like sequence in this order."
Yeah, it has to be perfect. You have to be running like Blade Mages and Enchanted Swords. It has to be perfect, literally. But that doesn't matter. I was kidding anyway. Dirt Rune versus Blood. Mofu.
That is I. Here. I'm here for
you already know what I'm gonna ask, man.
Seeing it.
You already know what I'm gonna ask. Dirt Rune versus Blood. What do you think? This is like an aggro. I personally think this matchup is terrible for Bloodcraft. What do you think?
I completely agree because there are some cards, and we see 2 of them, that Dirt Rune would just love to see in this matchup every single time, which is turn 1, you drop the Scrap Iron Smelter, and it just leaves a ward up that really just absorbs any early game damage. It's really effective against so many different archetypes. And then after that, you have Carl. I think just off of these 2 alone, Fatina just has this really safe early game that Essia is going to have to really work to push over.
I agree with that. The Scrap Iron Scarecrow is is quite the great card. There's also one of Twin Guardians. Do you know what Twin Guardians even does, Mofu? Can you tell me?
I know what Twin Guardians does. I'm a role player. Like this is my favorite card. Right. There's a single copy, as Envy mentioned, of Twin Guardians in this deck. I don't know where this came from. I think some Japanese player made a list with it, but it summons 2 Guardian Golems, consumes an Earthright if there is one to give all Guardian Golems +1/+1. And I love this because cards like this reinforce the idea that just the one thing, like just Guardian Golem, the one dude, is his own archetype. Like there's support for just this guy.
Yeah, Golem Assault, it's not being played, but it is a great way to summon yo man, Guardian Golem.
He's our boy,
Guardian Golem. It's great.
At first, I remember, I saw the list and I thought it was cute, but then like my eyes widened when I realized a huge part of why these lists sometimes bring Twin Guardians that actually synergizes really well with Wizardess of Oz. You can actually protect her body with it, protect your own body with it. It's really good for your health to really have that kind of a combo in it.
Right, and because Oz draws 5, it's very easy to find even a 1-of that you play, and you can cheat it out, quote-unquote cheat it out 1 turn early, because Oz can be played on 6 play points, turns that Twin Guardians into 1. Twin Guardians is a 7 play point spell normally, but, you know, with Oz it's 1, so, like you said, protects the Oz perfectly. It's a great swing play. It's huge.
Really strong stuff. It can come out after, like, the Master Mage Levi's that Fatina already has. So, I think as you were saying with how Blood might just have a hard time with this matchup, is like, what does Essia do here? You got to turn 4, and you have the Evolve on it going second, but this is one of those games where you just don't want to play the Belphegor, so you stay unactivated. It's just, it's rough stuff.
Right, this is normally a fairly easy matchup for Dirt Rune, I think, personally, but I mean, looking at Fatina's hand, it's gonna be kind of hard to close this out realistically. I mean, Master Mage Levi can wipe, you know, that succubus, but there's not a single thing outside of that Urias that's freshly drawn that Essia could play that would die to that. So, I don't know.
So many huge bodies coming out from this sort of a Blood deck. Something else that's kind of unfortunate is often whenever Levi, like as you mentioned, doesn't successfully clear what's left over of a board, usually they'll just want to evolve him and hit that one thing that somehow managed to survive 3 damage. Except you can't do that against Blood, because Belphegor, if she's evolved, just kind of like just wipes out the rest of his 6/6 body when he's evolved. Scarlet Saber, just the word trade doesn't exist to her really.
Well, the word trade does exist there. She trades with everything. She has Bane. She forces you to trade with her.
Or at least it doesn't exist for the opponent. Like, even just here, you can't commit it. He can't get rid of Essia's board. He has to leave it up. Like, Saber is just such a pain for, like, anything, any class, including Dirt Rune, which is, like, king of removing board to actually get off.
Don't get me started on Sabor. I despise Sabor. It's such a good card.
Their favorite card?
5 play point 2 for Bane that also does 2 damage and heals you for 2. Its value is insane.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing it here. Saber takes something out as it enters play, heals you, so any effect or card which was spent to deal damage to you basically gets discarded from the history of the game. And then its body stays alive, takes out another thing. Sometimes it gets evolved for another thing. It's like a 1 card that can sometimes just equate to the value of like 4 cards your opponent played.
If she evolves, you know, sometimes Sabor can come down like on the play when you're going first and just annihilate. She can just take down like so many, because she's like 3 for 1 somebody. But it looks like Eshia's gonna go for a face play here. Get a Razor Claw into a Belphegor.
Yeah, it looks to me like Eshia's really just saying, hey, you couldn't deal with that, so this is like the one chance I get to play Belphegor, I'm going for it.
Right, so it's like a little mixture play. Levi, small Levi top decked for Fatina, and now he has the option to evolve this into the Belphegor, throw the Halo Golem face. I mean, there's already in Vengeance. There's no way you're gonna heal Essia out of Vengeance, right?
Ooh, I gotta say, this is looking like... I can never really say this because Wizardess of Oz, sometimes you play her and she's just not in the mood, she just doesn't feel like drawing anything. But Fatina has like enough damage to set Essia to like 4 in there, so really likely I'm thinking that he just manages to run away with this one.
Yeah, this is actually kind of scary for Essia. He has no way to heal now. Crimson Sorcery puts him at 4. I don't think Oz can find anything that kills though. I don't think.
4? Oh, he has what he needs.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that was strict lethal.
Or at least
no,
I think
it was
yeah.
What am I on? I have no idea what I'm on. I was looking at the deck list.
Yeah.
I saw 4 play point Halo Golem.
You count out all the damage in the hand. It's hard to say like it was dead.
For sure.
So I think Essia's only particular out here is gotta play the Sabura this turn to go up to 4.
It literally has to play support. I don't know if you evolve it though. You can't just remove the Oz with spells.
I'm feeling that. I also think Razor Claw, even though Fatina's at half health, usually Razor Claw or something really helps you finish things off there, but you just can't touch it. It's not in his hand.
Yeah, there's no way you Razor Claw there. And hit lethal. Yep. I told you it was 100% lethal. I told you.
Yep. At the end of the day, who would win? 2 Sabrurs healing you for 4 health throughout the game, or just 2 Halo Golem boys.
Or just 2 Halo boys.
Yeah, 2 Halo boys. That was all
The
3 in
Casticus,
like the
man.
top
I'm
15
never
cards.
wrong
Fatina
with
really
the top.
wanted that.
Promise. Poor Essia.
Tough matchup every time. It really just went kind of the way that we discussed. It's so tough for Blood to actually figure out its plan throughout the game there.
Kind of rare to see Blood, Vengeance Blood have, it's such a one-sided matchup, I feel. I think that's probably one of their worst matchups, actually.
Well, at the very least, Essia's not going to have to deal with that anymore now. The same kind of a Blood list versus Aggro Shadow. I have no idea, actually, because of my, as you asked me before, I've not been familiar at all with the sudden resurgence of Aggro Shadow. You saw me yesterday, I was playing nothing but skeletons. It was a joke. Okay, I meant all my skeleton
Not
jokes.
a real
in good humor.
Shadowcraft main, right?
Yeah, I'm not actually a skeleton. I don't actually think the deck is good, but
Whoa, Mofu,
here it is.
Mofu. We didn't ask for your life story, okay? Look, this is very easy. There it is, right there to reassure it. This comes down to literally, can Essia draw 3 Diabolic Drains? And if he can't, he's probably dead.
The Diabolic Drain is pretty amazing in this matchup. So for the knowledge I do have of Aggro Shadow, assuming it hasn't really changed much its strategy since the old days, is it desperately, and I mean desperately, needs to get its opponent to exactly 13 health by the time it hits turn 6, because
it's actually
as the Japanese
11.
call it.
It's 11.
Oh yeah, it's 11. I think it exaggerates a bit every single time.
5 plus 4 plus 2.
But if it can't reach that, then decks like this don't really have any other source of getting that damage in. It might have this really strong option with Cerberus Howl for the 11. I think my brain just was so afraid of it. It just was oh, 13 damage. Actually, it just does 25 or something.
Yeah, 29 for sure. Just OTK.
It just one-shots your opponent,
It's a giant chimera for 6 play points. Yeah.
Yeah. But aside from that, Aggro Shadow's never received anything else that actually pushes your opponent into the dirt like that.
Well, I mean, I disagree a little bit. Rabbit Necro gets them there. We did see it just play 3 play point 3/2. When it dies, does 2 damage to the opponent's face. And you have to kill it. It's aggressively statted. You can't let it hit you in the face, right? There's also, a card that he's not playing that you played yesterday, so you should know about this. Cursed Soldier does 4 face.
Very true.
If you have enough shadows, right?
I'm gonna be honest though. I put Cursed Soldier in my deck just because it has skeleton in its artwork.
Oh yeah, no, I know you did. Yes, it is. It's a massive skeleton.
That's the only reason.
Lesser Mummy, even, it does gain Storm if there are 4 shadows available, which there will be after this Goblin dies. Never mind evolving the Goblin. Oh my gosh.
Alright, so Fatina's gonna try to get in there. I mean, you don't really need Cerberus and Howl until you actually hit turn 5 and 6. But if he doesn't draw it, then I think we're gonna see that this deck can get really close.
Second Drain is actually really important. Oh, there's no ward though. Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Gonna be okay though. We can evolve.
Okay. So gets the board back. Fatina, not really in any sort of threat of losing anytime soon. Has a couple of turns of taking damage for him to find his own damage, but we see the Rabbit Necromancer, the Lesser Mummy. I think that's actually going to be close to it. He can set it up with Lyriel. Just get the damage he needs without ever having to get bored.
He can't, my dear Mofu. The damage he does this turn is actually negative.
That's true. It's my old Aggro Shadow speaking. Just look straight at their face. They can never heal. Not like this.
No, wait. No, wait. No, wait. It's not negative. Because Lyriel got suicided. Essia, no! There's no target for Diabolic Drain. Fatina's gonna have 6 damage.
I think I missed the brilliance of that. I was showing the setup and everything, and I was thinking, oh no, he's just gonna Diabolic Drain it away.
I led you astray. I'm sorry, Mofu. I, as your friend.
That's okay. My skeleton mastery was speaking to me.
I'm so sorry.
You set me up. So, Lesser Mummy, Evo point.
Who could have guessed? You know, you were talking about 11 damage for 6 play points. Fatina's going to settle for 6, and it's going to be good enough.
Mm-hmm. Man. Animated Lesser Mummy. The thing that I love, that I learned through playing Aggro Shadow all the time, is there are some bronze cards in this game that just, like, you'd think mostly for just, like, the kind of low importance throwaway followers, or just, like, in the bronze with very simple effects, that they wouldn't really have these, like, complicated evolution arts. But some of them just have, like, completely different artworks when you evolve them.
Essia really contemplating that Ambling Wraith. He's gonna extra kill himself.
Is there anything in particular he set himself up for by doing that? Just, like, theoretically?
I'm really not sure. The difference between 6 and 5 is difficult. I mean, realistically, there are 3 Phantom Howls in this deck, so I would not have made that play in a million years. Would not have put myself... I guess there was an Evolve left anyway, so it didn't really matter. I don't really know why, though, he wanted him at 5 instead, but whatever. That's going to be the win for Fatina. The quick 2-0-2 aggro decks going in, Mofu. Oh my gosh.
Good stuff. Like, Aggro Shadow, I guess it's just working. It's not skeleton
Yeah,
themed,
dude, it's good again.
unfortunately.
It's great. It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm happy with that, because I think Aggro Shadow is, like, it's one of those aggro decks that doesn't really have that much burn damage. It still has to kind of push through.
I'm not happy about that at all. Let's see what the desk thinks of that. Exo, what do you think of that?
Yeah. It's